Have I ever started a vlog looking any better than this? I don't think that that's possible. I think I look my absolute best right now. I feel my absolute best. It's Friday night. I've had my pizza. I am in my I'm in my office, as you can tell. Face mask is on. I'm dealing with like some crazy cystic acne. We're working on it. It's getting under control. We're almost there. But I've got New Girl on the TV, on the laptop. And I've got the nails set up. We are going to fully pamper ourselves and just soak in as much as we can this weekend because it is the final weekend before football takes over our lives. If you don't know, my husband is a football coach. I am a football wife. We enter the void. I can't complain. In years past, at schools past, this would have started like mid-July. Things are a lot less intense at the school he's been at for many years now. But it is still a lot, especially as a toddler parent. You just kind of become a single parent during the fall season. It's fine, it's worth it. We love this job, it's great. But he is home for this weekend and then it starts. So face mask is on, New Girl is on, we are doing our nails. This camera with the focus. What is it? Like, is it this setting? Is this the better setting? Or is this the worst setting? I feel like this is not the best setting. Let's see. Am I in focus? I don't understand what's happening. Anyway, I wanted to quickly share because obviously maybe it's not obvious. Maybe some of you don't know. I've been doing my own nails for years. Years and years. I want to say like 2013 is probably the year like I got the most into doing my nails. And I swapped out regular polish entirely after I had my son. I was not waiting for nail polish to dry. Just wasn't gonna do it. So moved on to gel. Since then, it is this setting. What is going on? Is this better? I don't feel like it is. Since then, am I in focus? Having moved on to gel, to remove gel nail polish can be a little bit tricky or time consuming and I ain't got time for that. So I've introduced the e-file. You guys already know that I use this stuff because it'll just like basically bubble off your gel polish. I've also got a kitty because of course I do, but it'll like bubble off your gel polish and I find that it works even better if it's in partner with the e-file. So we're taking gel polish off and then we're gonna do a manicure that I've actually done before, but I like it a lot, so I'm doing it again. Okay, these are the finished nails. Cuticles are looking a little rough, but they'll look better in the morning. I just put some cream on, but I love the stars. I'm getting ready for bed, so I thought I would share the skincare that I'm using to try to get everything under control. I feel like my skin, like my regular skin as opposed to my non-regular skin, I feel like what you can see of my skin is starting to look so much better just in the last like 2 weeks of me using my new system. I'm just dealing with like, I don't know if you can see like this cystic acne around my chin line. This is what I'm using, not this, that was for my hands, but we talked about this I think in my last vlog. And then this is the like viral stuff that has been going around on TikTok for a while, the A313. This stuff is amazing. I use this at night and then I use this in the morning along with this. And then I just got these off of Amazon. I'm trying them out for the first time. They're supposed to be really good for cystic acne. Have not used them yet. They're not cheap, so they better work. Seriously, for real. I have to tell you, like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever invested in, but also maybe the smartest because I've read more books this year already than I did the entirety of last year, like by a lot more. I got my little clicker and my little Kindle set up. So this and this work together so I can like remotely click. And then I bought this little stand and I had big plans when I bought it. I was like, I'm just gonna like put it on and take it off every day. That SOB has literally been installed on my nightstand since I bought it in January. I have no shame, but if you are somebody that is first of all, I don't even know that I was trying to not watch TV to go to sleep, but I'm that kind of person that like always has the TV on to fall asleep, even if I'm not watching it. But I wanted to start reading more before bed. I mean, a Kindle's not that hard to hold. I don't know what's so dramatic about it, but that's why I didn't think it was gonna make that big of a difference. It has, because I literally fall asleep reading every single night because I'm just holding this little clicker and it like works from underneath the covers and everything. It's dreamy. And I guess we're going to bed. Good morning. So we are doing something a little unconventional because it's our last weekend, like normal weekend before everything starts. We're going on a bit of a day date, mostly just because it's easier to get a babysitter or like have help during the day than it is at night. So the little is gonna go hang out at my mom's, and we are going to a Brazilian steakhouse, which we have not been to in a long time. We used to go, it used to be like our go-to like special occasion outing, usually for my husband's birthday, or they used to do this thing, I don't know if they still do. When we lived in Charlotte, it used to be like a restaurant week, and there was a restaurant there called Chima that we went to pretty much every restaurant week, which was once a year. I wanna say like around this time of year. So always a good time. I'm eager to try this place. We are going with another couple who is also on the football staff. So solidarity in losing our significant others, which, you know, is a thing that happens. It's kind of crummy weather, so I'm not sure what the kiddo is gonna do with my mom. Maybe just watch a movie. I need to very quickly finish getting ready and go apparently look at the sea. So we'll catch up later. My mirror is very dirty and so is the background of my office, but this is the outfit of the day for date night. It's just a little Halara dress with, God, my mirror is so filthy, with a jean jacket. Love these Halara dresses so much because they're just so convenient and comfortable to throw on. And I don't know how I ever lived through a summer without them. Listen, I had the best of intentions. I really did. And I did exactly what I set out to do. I had a very like calm, relaxing, take care of myself kind of weekend. And I didn't pick up the camera, like almost at all. Mostly because we were busy like doing things. And sometimes I find it really difficult to like remember to document it. That feels really sad. We did go to the Brazilian steakhouse. It was delicious. It is a little stressful in the moment just because you never know what's like gonna come around the corner and they show up and they're like, hey, do you want this? And you have to like grab your tongs mid-bite and you're like trying to grab it. So the camera never came out. It was good. I can't say that I would go again to this particular restaurant. It's the Brazilian steakhouse in Briar Creek that's like inside of a hotel. It was very expensive, which is standard for a Brazilian steakhouse, but like super subpar compared to the one we used to go to in Charlotte. So just keep that in mind. But the experience was delightful. The service was wonderful, just not the best. Some of the food was really, really awesome. Some of it was not so great. And then yesterday, we finally tried a church. Since we've lived here, we've never actually tried a church. We did try one church in Wake Forest when we first moved out here, and then COVID hit and never went back. And then we moved to this house and it was still COVID, so we never tried a church. And then we had our son, and it was still kind of COVID, so we never tried a church. And then it wasn't really COVID so much anymore. Everything returned back to in person, but then we had a toddler who was getting kicked out of childcare settings, and therefore making going somewhere like a church where you have to send your child to nursery really nerve-wracking. And it's only our first time, so I feel like really premature saying this, and I feel like I'm not sure if this is what this feels like because I never dated as an adult, but I felt in that moment like there was like a second while I was sitting there and I was like, oh my God, is this it? Like, is this our home? Like, is this where we go? And I have to imagine it was like the same type of feeling you might have like while you're on a first date with a guy and you're like, wait a second, is this my person? I'm super premature to say it, but there was no red flag. Like, there wasn't even like the slightest second of discomfort. Everything just felt warm and happy and like we'd been there forever. It was just, and there were a lot of really strange coincidences that like I can't really ignore. In fact, you know what? Actually, I'm going to share this story because it is kind of wild. So you guys know, obviously from the content that I've been sharing, that I've been like going through it with a friendship situation, that honestly the signs were there from the start that it was probably not the right group to pursue or like to involve myself with. But I was so desperate for people that I didn't care. Like, I just needed companionship. And so like the things that ordinarily would have been like red flags, or like, hey, maybe this isn't the right group for you. And not saying like they're not good people. That's not what I'm saying. But they were not the right people for me. I ignored because I just needed companionship. I was desperate for it. And that came around to really just bite me in the ass. Like, it has caused so much emotional turmoil for like almost a year that it just doesn't even seem like it was worth it to have it in the first place. And so I've really been like super intentional about being clear about what I want out of friendships and the type of people I want around me and what I want to feel around certain people. And actually, there's like a story that kind of leads to that. Is in the midst of feeling that way, like I tried to start like almost assessing like who are the people that in my life currently that fill me in the way that I'm looking to feel while like in their presence. And I think you'll understand what I say when there are certain people that are like emotional batteries that just, you could be at your lowest and then you're in their presence. You don't have to be doing anything in particular. It's just like being in their presence and just experiencing them as a human just sort of recharges every part of you that needs recharging. And I reached out to all of my friends that make me feel that way and just sort of like got time on the calendar with all of them. And we're separated by like season of life or just distance in general. So they're not like everyday people in my life, but they are people that I have that I knew I was in a state where I really needed that kind of recharging. And I was meeting with one of those friends, and just in random casual conversation, she mentioned this church and was like, we can't go because we're really involved in the church we're going to. And like, she literally works for the church that she goes to, and her church is too far for us to go to. She's like, but these people are so sweet, you should go. Asterisk. Couple weeks prior, I was at a tumble gym with my son, and he had started playing with this little girl, and the girl's mom and I just started like chatting. And it was one of those things, and if you're like me, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, where like you start talking to a person and instantly your soul recognizes them. I don't know how or why or like what the science is behind this. I don't know if other people often experience this. I know it's a thing because I have other friends that have felt it with me, and like we've shared that moment together. But it was just really weird because like I didn't know this person, but there was like too many things that like one of us was saying that we were both like, oh my gosh, me too. Or like, it just was one of those weird connections. We exchanged numbers right away, but have not had the chance to hang out since then. But like, she was somebody that instantly I was like, that's a friend, like an actual friend. We're at this church yesterday. I come walking around the corner and she's standing in front of me. And we both had this moment of like, oh my gosh. And like, we just grabbed each other into a hug. Again, had only met this person once, grabbed each other into a hug. I felt like overwhelmed. She had tears spring to her eyes, and she's like, I am so sorry. Like, that just like got me. I'm like, me too. It was such a weird God connection. And get this, she actually knows the person who recommended the church to me, and we had no idea that there was any of that connection there. Tell me God is not real and doesn't know exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. It was just such a moment of like, I hope that gives you some peace and comfort to know that like, if you are just at like going through it, just bring it to God. Like, God will fix everything for you if you let him. I don't know. It really was just like such a sigh of like, oh my gosh, you hear me. And like, all I have to do is come to you with it and you sort it out, and I don't have to do anything. That being said, we are in the bed. I've got like my little morning basket here, and we're gonna do our Bible time. And I've told you before, I use ChatGPT for Bible time. And yeah, so I'm gonna do this at the moment. Anyway, I really just wanted to share that story with you because I just thought it was really cool. But yeah, it's Monday morning. I didn't really take you along with the weekend, but I will take you through today. I do have some things, like some fun stuff going on today, so I'll bring you along. I hope it's okay that this has turned into kind of like a patchwork vlog, which I guess is sort of my specialty at the moment. I promise things will get a little bit more cohesive as things start to like come together. Right now is not that season of my life. Judge all you want, but I just had to put cat bunnies on the TV for my toddler who was like entering full-blown meltdown. And that is that, or our actual cat can very quickly like regulate him. I swear animals just like release an oxytocin chemical or something. We're multitasking. I'm gonna have my afternoon latte that I've already had to heat up once. It's 70 degrees outside right now, which feels very much like fall. What, baby? So I'm having my afternoon latte, which is getting... You can watch cat videos. It's getting dangerously close to the time in which I should not be having this, and I'm gonna start prepping dinner. On the menu for tonight is broccoli cheddar orzo, which I don't know if I mentioned this here, but I made like a homemade hamburger helper with orzo last week. We ate all of it. It was delicious. It made excellent leftovers. I make a broccoli cheddar like rice casserole that is really yummy, but I'm on this orzo kick. So I figured I want to try this out. You want a different show? Yeah. What show do you want? I will link the recipe down below. Football camp hasn't even started yet, and I'm already starting to kind of lose my mind a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. When does school start back? No, we're gonna eat dinner in just a few minutes. My parents didn't restrict snacks. I turned out just fine. I'm in therapy, but I turned out fine. Maybe I'll actually get through making dinner by the time it's dinner time. Who knows? Maybe I won't. But either way, let's get started. My entire life is about finding the easiest way to do something without like totally compromising the experience of it. And right now, using fresh broccoli, cutting up fresh broccoli, not on my bingo card, not at the moment, no sir. I am struggling as it is to pull this dish together with a toddler who keeps asking me if I want to cuddle. And yes, yeah, I do. I do want to cuddle. I want to cuddle you more than I want to make this dinner right now, but I have to make this dinner, otherwise we're not going to eat dinner. And he told me we can eat dinner tomorrow, which, you know what? He's not wrong, but also still need to eat dinner tonight. So I use steamed in a bag broccoli, and then I'm literally just cutting it up. I'm cutting it into like microscopic pieces, which is also probably not what most people would do, but we're a texture family, or at least my son and I are very texture people. You know, things are really starting to check some boxes as we make it through these evaluation processes. I know these evaluations are for my son, but I keep joking with my primaries that I'm like, do we get a 2-for-1 special? Because I have not done the official evaluation for ADHD, but I feel like I've done the evaluation. Because I have to do them for my son, and as I'm doing them, I'm like, wait a second, hold on. That sounds familiar. That sounds familiar. Does anybody else's toddler go? Is he still a toddler? He's almost 4. Is that still toddler? I don't know. I'm gonna call him a toddler because I can't call him a baby and I wanna call him a baby. But is anybody else's, like, he's gonna be 4 in October. He is insatiable, hungry all day long, eats everything in sight. I thought I didn't have to worry about that until he was a teenager. I've been told that toddlers don't really eat food. He only ever always wants to eat food, all kinds of food. You just heard him, you just asked for an apple. He just finished a bowl of cereal, and I'm currently making dinner. I might have burned the onions. How many times can I reheat the same cup of coffee? Now I'm adding in about 1 pound of orzo, and I just spilled it all over the floor in the most Joey fashion I've ever seen in my life. Hello, Oakham. I feel like I need to know what comes next after this. Lightly toast the orzo for 1 minute, and then 32 ounces. This is that, okay. This feels like it's gonna make a ton of food. Perhaps too much food for a recipe that I'm not sure we're gonna like. We'll eat it. Whether we'll do so happily is a different conversation. Does this mean I'm a premium adult when I realize that I notice that they changed the shape of the chicken broth box? This is gonna make a bunch of food. This pot pan thing is gonna be very full. I probably should have paid attention to what type of pan it asked me to use. I might have been better off doing this in my Dutch oven. RIP to my clean kitchen. I have chicken in the Instant Pot that I'm gonna shred up and throw in here. This does not call for chicken. I've served myself dinner and the kiddo dinner already, and it doesn't look like I've touched it. It made a crap ton of food. I've already tasted like the base of it because I was trying to make sure the seasoning was good, but I haven't tried it with the chicken in it yet. That's pretty good. That's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching the chaos of it all, the patchwork of it all. I really appreciate you being here and just hanging out in my regular daily life with me. I am holding a donut hostage because otherwise the dog would be squeaking this very loud toy in the background and he is not happy about it. Like, just not happy. If you resonated with this content at all, or you just feel like we could be friends, go ahead and subscribe, like the video, comment down below, and let me know if you have any like weird, like almost like coincidence type stories of like connections that have happened in your life. I love those kinds of stories. I try to share them when they happen for me because I just think they give like peace and hope and comfort. And yeah, I'll see you guys all again very, very soon. Bye.